welcome back to another episode of Growing Wild Farm and Garden. I'm Roxanne and I want to encourage you to grow wild and plant something. Today I have finally decided on a place for the blackberry bushes. If you've been following my channel at any point in time, you might have heard me say something about the blackberries and how I need to move them and how they're just like in such an awkward space here and they prevent me from walking through my aisles. So today is the day. The weather's starting to cool off a little bit. I think that they have just enough time to sort of get established before the cold weather starts to hit and get well prepared for spring. So I'm going to start digging these guys out. There's two of them. There's one right there and one right here. And I'm going to put them by the back fence. Let me show you where. So this is our back fence area. It doesn't get really a lot of sun, except for like right in here. It's like literally the only space that gets any sun. You can see that my black diamond watermelon is not doing really that well right here. I've tried a couple different things and we're gonna try this next. It's really another experiment on my part. I know I can get more bushes if these fail. I'm not too worried that they will because I know that we have real kind of mild winters. So I don't think that they'll die. This is actually a pretty sheltered area. So let's get to moving those bushes. All right. So what I need to do is be careful of the watermelon just in case I can actually get anything out of it. And I need to dig a big enough hole for the root ball of the first bush. Since I don't actually know how big that is, I'm going to go by at least a foot across to give it enough room and go from there. We'll do that twice because I have two bushes. I'm also trying to get about a foot deep or so. Won't take too much longer. Just need enough room for the roots to be. So here's my hole. That's number one. I'm gonna go ahead and get number two dug. All right, so now I have hole one, hole two. I spread them out. That's about 6 feet right there. I need at least 6 feet since I'm gonna grow them separately and not as like a hedgerow or anything. All right, so I've got the bushes. They look really rough because I literally just grabbed them out of the ground and there's a tomato cage growing in there with them. But what you have to do when you dig them up is you make as big of a circle around those root balls as you can so that you can try to save as much of the roots as you can and prevent transplant shock. Transplant shock is what happens to the plant when it starts to wilt right after it's been transplanted. It can die from this if it wasn't such a hardy bush, which around here I'm pretty sure that I'm going to be a-okay. But you want to get as much of the root ball as you can and put it in that hole, tease the roots out a little bit, and then fill it all in. And then you're going to want to water it just really, really, really well. So I'm going to go ahead and try and get this cage off of it and then put it in the ground. You can see how big it is. The one thing I don't want to do really is damage these green canes because those are the canes that would produce fruit for me, but it may not next year because I've moved them. May not. And let's see, I can probably get it up going this way if this dead stuff wasn't in my way. Now this dead stuff is dead. It's not going to grow back. It's not going to harm the plant me doing this because this stuff already fruited this year and that's all it does is it fruits the 1 year and then it's done. So let's see if we can get this off of here. I don't know if we're going to be able to. I might have to just get my pruners. Okay, I'm going to get my pruners and prune out the dead stuff. Alright, so I'm just going to prune out this dead stuff to get this out of here, if I can. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to let me. For sure there's going to be damage, and that's okay. Again, this bush is pretty hardy, but I'm going to still try to not, like, destroy it, if I can keep from it. Okay, kind of getting there. Basically making these giant canes go through a chute. Alright, cool. Now that I've damaged the plant and made it a little unhappy, let's see if we can get it into the ground and get it some water. Now we gotta position everything in the best way for this area so that the bush will do what you want it to. I think I'm gonna do this, and I'll help train it down. So I'm going to firm the ground up around the roots. Again, trying to avoid my watermelon here. Now we got one done. Not the prettiest thing yet, but that's okay. Let's move on to number 2. There and clean this one up, but I'm going to do the same thing, try and get this cage off of it. You're not missing anything. Alright. This guy's not as large, but still has decent size for the bulk, which I'm going to put in the hole. Like before, I've got to put it where I want it to be. I think that'll work. Alright, so we've got it done. This little one right here is probably going to get most of the sun, to be honest. And it's only got 2 canes, but this monster, I will probably top up here so it doesn't go too far over that fence. And then all these side shoots that it was already producing, going this way and that way, I'll probably stake this long main thing and just let them shoot out the sides, sort of like an espalier. Which, that's what they would do in that situation. They would find that main trunk or a main vine they wanted to use, and then as soon as they top it, as soon as you top a vine, it sends out side shoots. And so that's what it's already doing. The top of it was actually leaned way over, and I think it actually got mowed over, and so the tip, the growing tip, got cut off. And so it started sending out side shoots, which is why it's so much bushier than this other one, because the other one hasn't had that problem. But okay guys, one last look here at my monstrosity that I will clean up, and I'll show you the afterward once I get it all done what I want to do with it. But that's all I had today, guys. That's how you move pretty much any perennial. It doesn't really matter how big or small. I'm gonna water them really, really well, and that'll help soak and settle all the dirt around them, around the roots, and it'll give the roots something to soak up, because here, if I don't do that, they're gonna start wilting, and that transplant shock that we talked about could take effect. Okay, so it's been a little while since I actually moved the bushes, and I wanted to show you what has happened. They didn't continue growing, sort of like I thought maybe they might. They went ahead and went dormant, and basically that means they look dead. So I'm just going to show that to you real quick and then explain it. So here's the big one. You can see that it looks very dead. And then the little one also looks dead. But I don't think they're dead. You can see right here on this one, the green's still on the stalk, and that's what leads me to believe that this is still a live plant. So I'm just going to leave them here, and I'm going to keep caring for them, and I believe that we'll get new growth here come spring. I think that the roots have probably gotten established under there, and I don't think I have anything to worry about. So I'm not worried. And hopefully in the spring what'll happen is they'll come back, they'll start new canes, which means I won't get fruit next year, but that's okay. I kind of already expected that, and so it's all good. So I hope you liked the video, guys. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I hope to see you next time. We'll see you then, guys.